an attorney. I've lived in Ridgewood for 10 years now, and I have 2 children that have gone through the Ridgewood school system. One is graduating this year, and the youngest will be going from BF to the high school next year. I know that, I hate to be the first one to bring it up tonight, but I know that the TERC math curriculum has been the subject of some controversy within the district. And with little self-interest here, because my children are older at this point, I would like to offer some of my personal experience to be considered on this issue. In the 5th grade, my younger daughter, a previously good but not great math student, started to seriously flounder. Her teacher that year was an ardent advocate of TERC and was instrumental to its implementation at Travell. Under her instruction, unfortunately, my daughter lost ground with basic computational skills, had great difficulty understanding both questions and answers posed, and could not grasp new concepts. Homework became a nightmare, sometimes taking hours, and always marked by anxiety and frustration. I, who am open-minded to new concepts and new ideas, was open to the TERC approach as explained to me, and assumed that the problem was with my child. I went so far as to hire this teacher to tutor my daughter, which was done within the TERC methodology. My daughter made little improvement in achieving mathematical competence. When she was in the 7th grade, I then employed a math tutor, and things started to change, another math tutor. By learning fundamental skills in a logical sequence, meaningful math terminology, and formulas deriving, consistent answers to straightforward problems, she gained both competence and confidence. She went from barely passing math to being a solid B+A student. Clearly, my open-mindedness was misplaced. The problem seemed to be not my daughter's, but TERC's. I want to add also that this is a highly achieving verbal, written language student who is supposed to be best served by the TERC method. So I've given it a lot of thought. What are the problems with TERC? Some, perhaps not all, certainly not all, are the lack of logical sequence or building blocks, a lack of clear, direct standards or strategies, and thus no chance to feel confident in moving forward, no mathematically relevant terminology that is consistent with world guidelines, no textbook or workbook that assists parents with homework help, despite the large amount of homework assigned to be done at home. And finally, despite the rhetoric put forward by TERC advocates to the contrary, no balance of teaching methods is achieved in the classroom. I place no fault for this on the teachers. So much time is consumed by the other demands placed on them, by the convoluted method and group work of the TERC system, that it simply does not happen. We end up with the worst of 2 worlds: math-minded students who are not challenged, and less math-oriented students who cannot achieve competence. I certainly don't propose that an investigational method has no place in math instruction. However, of all subjects, math is one that must be learned sequentially. Our children need to learn basic skills and achieve
Please continue.
And achieve standard math competency first, that is, to crawl before they walk. Only then, in higher grades, can they delve successfully into the more esoteric math concepts. There's something wrong when so many parents in our district must hire private tutors to teach what is not taught in the classroom, and where large numbers of students are pulled out to learn math. Implementing TERC in grades K through 8 is, I believe, a mistake, and is as evidenced by declining test scores within the pilot districts and by the experiences of other districts throughout the country. At a minimum, further investigation of alternatives to TERC and an evaluation of alternative approaches under an objective rather than an experimental standard should, I believe, precede any further implementation of TERC in our schools. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your personal experience.